Objectives of a business. A private limited company will have the following objectives. It could be to maximise profits. It could be to grow into a bigger business. It could be to be a market leader. Or it could be just to try and improve their sales or to change the location of the business. A public limited company has similar goals or objectives, but they may include other things like improve the return to shareholders, and they might want to dominate the market because they tend to be larger businesses, so they might want to become the market leader. Okay. What about the objectives of a local council? Well, local council is there to help the people. So the local council want to provide good services for the community, and they want to make sure that they are spending the taxpayers' money wisely. Now, if it's a local council, they get tax from council taxpayers, i.e. the community, but they also get tax from the central government, so that will help them deliver these good services. A local council is similar to the NHS or the police or any government body that organises services for the communities. Okay? Right. The role of an entrepreneur. Now, an entrepreneur is somebody who takes risks. They take risks, but they want to get a return on their ideas. So, for example, if you're an entrepreneur, you believe so much in your idea, you are passionate about your idea so much that you don't think you're unstoppable, basically. So you're willing to take every risk, including putting your house and all your possessions on the line, because you believe in an idea so much. And the entrepreneur takes the idea and develops it into a viable business. Please don't get mixed up with entrepreneurs and managers, because managers do a very good job, but entrepreneurs see problems and they see solutions that are different from any way it's ever been done before. Well, managers just carry things out as have always been done, okay? Unless you've got a very creative manager. So the other things that entrepreneurs do, they bring together the land, labour, capital and enterprise, which are otherwise known as the factors of production. And if you think carefully, land, labour, capital, enterprise is the entrepreneurial part of the factors of production. So it's actually key to making all the other parts work. They will make decisions to solve problems. They're not routine decisions, but they are decisions that will actually change things and be innovative. Okay? So the role of the entrepreneur, you need to think about them as new ideas, new solutions to problems, taking risks, investing time and money, and doing their best to make their business happen. Okay? External factors. Now, anything out with the actual business itself that has an impact on the business is an external factor. For example, well, you could have a change in the law. If there's a change in the law, it changes how you operate your business. If the government changes the law so that health and safety law is different, then that might mean for you as a business, you have to buy new equipment, or you have to upgrade your facilities. So, as an example of that, the law, imposing the law on the business, they have to abide by it because it's the law now, but it does have an impact on their costs. So that is why we have to consider external factors. So political, that's one we've just talked about. But we've also looked at before, we've also looked at economic factors, where if we're living in a time of recession, where people's jobs are on the line, and for example, they don't have the money to spend on things, then what that means is that they don't go and buy things, and this will impact on the business because their sales figures will go down. So in a time of economic recession, that can change things. The S in PESTEC is for social factors. You know, it could be there's just a change in what people want in their life, you know. Like if you even look at Coca-Cola, for example, as one product that people buy. It used to always just be glass bottles. Now, as a change in trend, as people are out and about with drinks, they prefer a lighter bottle or a lighter can. And that kind of thing is just a trend in that will change the demand, and it'll impact on your business because it might reduce your sales. Also, you have to look at the impact of technology. Technology changes every day. We need to keep up with it. If we've got old-fashioned methods for producing things and all our competitors are doing it better than us in a new way, better, sleeker, fancier, nicer, then what's going to happen is our competitors will become a magnet for the customers. We'll be left behind. So we've got to keep up with technology for that reason. Otherwise, it will impact on us by having a reduction in sales. Okay? Also, environmental factors impact on businesses. If you've got people nowadays want to be environmentally friendly, they want to protect the planet, and therefore you need to provide opportunities for people to be able to do that. So if you're making a product and you think about the packaging of the product, you can think about how that would be recycled, how it would be disposed of safely. Is it compostable? You know, all those kind of issues need to be addressed in terms of being environmentally friendly. And also, here you've got the classic example of competitors and what they do. And you've got Asda and your Tesco's, two competitors. They are constantly watching each other to find out what the other's doing. Because if Tesco's reduces the price of bread to 10 pence a loaf, then all the customers will go there and get their loaves of bread for 10 pence instead of going to Asda for their loaf. If they know about it in advance, and they will have advertised so people know about it. Now, this will cause the other business to reduce their costs too, but you have to think about how competitors are performing, watch what they're doing, react accordingly. It might be that you just can't compete with them. You know, if you can't afford to reduce your bread to 10 pence, you need to think about what else you can compete on, like the quality of your staff. Have they got great training in place to enable them to be fabulous at their jobs? Okay? Okay, you need to understand the benefits of different types of information, like written information, oral information. That's me talking now, like oral. like verbal information. Graphical information, seeing it on a graph, or just numerical information, just numbers. So the thing about oral information is if you have a conversation with somebody, it's not normally recorded, but usually it happens once, the conversation happened once, and you've got no record of that conversation. So that can, if you're making decisions in business, having an oral conversation is not the best way to do it, because you would need to have things in writing so that everybody understands what was decided, and it can be referred to later to reflect on what was decided if new members of staff come in and that kind of thing. So a written version is great because you can go back to it and look at it hundreds of times. You can photocopy it and circulate it. You can email it to people. And it just means you can consistently check that it's reliable. Oral information is good because sometimes if it's a sensitive issue, it's better dealing with it orally, face to face, rather than dealing with it, in written format. It just seems a bit more formalised. It's more easy to have discussion, and you can understand people's responses just by looking at how they react. So that's a very important thing, the body language they give you. Graphical information is great, especially for people who are visual learners, because you can see a trend very easily in a graph. You can see how it changes over time. You can see if sales are improving or decreasing, and that just makes complicated information easily understood. That's the benefit of it. Complicated information is easily understood. It shows comparisons, shows trends. So that is graphical information. Numerical information enables you to look at forecasts. Say if you look at the sales for last year and then the sales for the year before, you use that numerical information to help you predict sales for the next year. So that information would be really helpful for that. And also if you were looking at what your competitors were doing, you can see, well, they managed to sell 50,000. We want to be able to sell 50,000. So you're looking at the actual numbers to help you make that decision. So that is looking at the different types of information.